Hey, who wants to make pizza? Welcome to Roberta's Nutritarian Kitchen. I'm in the mood for pizza, and a couple times a week I'll say, let's just order a pizza. It's easier. And my husband, thank God, is coming around to my way of eating, not completely, maybe a little tiny bit, enough where he says, no, we don't want pizza. And he's not saying you don't want pizza, he's saying we don't want pizza. It's not good for us. And that helps me so much. We go out to eat and he will order a salad with his chicken on it instead of all this other stuff that I can't eat. And then it makes me feel more comfortable to eat a salad. So thank you to Dave for that. I want to give a shout out to June, who I met this week, who is a fan of the show and I had never met before, and it was wonderful to see you. And I know I'll see you again because she's local. And I'm supposed to give a shout out to Danny as well. Danny, I loved spending time with you this weekend. It was so much fun. And now I got to look up the name of your site that I'm supposed to send people to. He's a gamer and he's got a YouTube channel. And Danny, I'm going to find it and I'm going to tell people. I'm going to put it in the comment below, okay? So today we're going to make pizza. Now you can make your own dough, which you know is going to be everything you can eat in that dough. Or you can be like me, who works too much, plays too hard, and needs something done for them once in a while. So that's me today. And I am dressed in shorts because we're playing volleyball in a little while. So right now we're gonna have pizza. So this I found organic wheat pizza dough. Never seen it before. It's at Whole Foods. And I looked on the back, and the first thing I look at is fat content in a pizza dough because I don't want it to be filled with oil. And this only has 1 gram per serving. So I know that there's not a lot of oil, but there is some. So I don't really care about that. There is 0 sugar. So this is really good if you're gonna pick something up that you know that you should be making yourself, but you just don't want to. And you know what, I'm gonna put that aside for 1 second because what I wanna show you is my mushrooms. I love mushrooms. You put whatever you want on your pizza. I have leftovers, and this is when I make the pizza. Okay, and I haven't made a pizza in months and months and months, so, and I haven't eaten them in a while. And I'm tripping over things in my kitchen because it's under construction right now, so I'm trying not to show you all of that. Dishwasher broke, it just got replaced. There was a leak under the sink that flooded my basement. That just got fixed, and now I'm in cleanup mode. So anyway, I've got these mushrooms, and they've been sitting around a little too long, so the outside's a little brown and a little hairy, slimy. Don't throw them away, okay? Take out the bottom nubby, which I would normally eat because it's not good right now. And this is what you can do. Reach inside, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, and pull it. And look, it just peels off that slimy outside. And the inside is completely good to eat and nice and delicious. You're just not getting the outside peel. And you just do it with your hands. Look how easy that is. I'm going to do it so I can see for a minute. I'm just going to finish peeling it for you, but look how easy that was. I mean, like seconds, and you've got a brand new fresh mushroom. You don't need the outside. It's not necessary. So I've got 4 giant mushrooms over here, 4.5, and I'm just going to slice them up. I should have probably done most of it for you before you came to my house today, so I wouldn't bore you with it, but I didn't think of that. So I'm slicing them. I'll probably chunk them a little bit, make it a little bit easier on cooking because I have my oven preheating right now to, what did I put it on? I think 470. 470 because, you know, you want your pizza oven to be, you want your oven to be like a pizza oven in a restaurant, and those are super high temperature. And I don't want to be standing here all day cooking a pizza or waiting for it. So I put it up at 470. I get it really, really hot. And here's the trick. Put your pan in there with it while it's heating. So my pan is in there getting super hot. So all I have to do is put my pizza, which I'm going to make you on my parchment, put it on top of the hot pan. And it'll cook a lot faster. You'll get a crunchy bottom, which you wouldn't get a crunchy bottom otherwise. Okay? So that's all my mushrooms. That didn't take long, right? Now you can pre-cook these on top of the stove. And I don't know if you notice these little bits here. This is some from the underneath of the mushroom. But there's some soil there. And first of all, don't wash your mushrooms because they're like sponges and they will soak up the water and they'll be chewy and tough and gross. But you can wipe them off with a paper towel if you're squeamish. But here's the thing. that soil is full of minerals and vitamins. So I leave it on my mushrooms and I eat it. I've been eating it for years and it hasn't hurt me. I also went to Whole Foods. I always want to say Home Goods. I guess I just want a trip to Home Goods because I love kitchen stuff. And I got off their buffet. They have all kinds of little things and you don't have to buy a meal. I buy components like this. This is a whole big thing of already cooked for me garlic, roasted garlic. Now roasted garlic has a nice, it's soft and it's not bitter at all. And it's all caramelized for me. I haven't had to do any of the work. And I bought that and I'm just gonna slice it up. You can put it on whole if you want. I mean, you're not gonna bite into this and go, oh, garlic. You're gonna bite into it and you're gonna be like, oh, can I have some more of that? You know? So I've got, I don't know, just like 4 or 5 cloves. I love garlic, so I would eat that whole container, not a problem, and I'd eat it with a fork. So here's my parchment, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of flour, and what I wanna do is use whatever flour you are comfortable with, but I'm gonna use my oat flour because I'm already using wheat flour. I wanna add an oat component because it's really good for me. And I'm just gonna take off a piece. I'm not gonna cook this whole thing right now. I like to keep it fresh. I'm just gonna kind of roll it in that flour. Just make it easier so it's not sticking all to me or my paper. Just gonna roll it around a little bit, okay? And then I'm gonna squish it. Now this is wheat flour, so it's way easier to work with than the white flour. Way better for your system. Please try not to eat the white if you can help it, and you can help it. And then I put my knuckles right in the center, like that. Gently, kind of wiggle my fingers and pull out. And I got a hole. But you know what? Because this is really delicate flour. So I got to be a little more gentle. And just gently pull out from the center. And you can watch it, like I'm watching from behind. I'm just going to use my hands and let the weight of the dough pull down and tell you what it wants to do. See, it's pulling down on its own. I don't know if you can see that, but I certainly can. And I'm staring at it because I'm waiting to see the holes so I can repair them and turn it. That's a big hole. It's okay. It's okay. All right, this is really super delicate. So I'm going to pinch in all those holes, okay? And I'm just going to pull out with my fingers a little bit of that excess edge because I don't want big chunky edges. If you do, leave the big chunky edges. I just want a little bit of the edge because here's the thing. I'm only using this much dough no matter what. I don't want more dough in my body. So I can either leave it nice and thick, which is a beautiful pizza, and eat it like that and have a very small piece of pizza, or I can roll it out as thin as possible and have a bigger piece of pizza. Which do you want? I want a bigger piece of pizza. So I'm going to try to pull it out as much as I can to make it look like I'm getting more when I'm actually getting the same amount of dough either way. Okay? So I'm just pulling it out, and no, this is not a perfect pizza. That's not why we're here. We're here to eat healthy. If I was doing this for my husband or for company, I would so make this perfect. And I would probably be doing the wheat for me and the white for everybody else because nobody else likes the other. So here's what I need to do to this. I love to do to this. I take some onion powder and I sprinkle it because I like to flavor my dough. It's very humid here right now, so all my spices seem to be sticking. All right, so yeah, a little extra onion on there. And then this one is my garlic powder. Garlic, because what I mostly want to get it on is the edge of the crust. Come on. Doesn't want to come out. Again, same problem. So it's coming out and bloop, bloop, bloop. That's okay. And because I don't use onion or garlic salt, I want to add my own salt because who doesn't love garlic bread? This is what it's going to remind you of when you bite into it. A little bit pink Himalayan sea salt is what I use. Okay? Don't use that processed white stuff that's down to a powder. Okay? And then I have my sauce. You use your sauce. I'm today using Engine 2 because Engine 2 brands are all completely compliant to the way I eat. So I know I don't have to read a label. because it takes a long time to shop when you're reading every single label in the store, right? So engine 2 I know is always going to be compliant, but I found that it doesn't have as much depth of flavor as I would like. So I buy it and then I doctor it up a little bit. So I'm just adding a little Italian seasoning to my jar. There's only a little left in the jar anyway, so I'm just putting it right in the jar, just mixing it up a little. So I get some flavor there. Okay, that's gonna be perfect. There's nice chunks of tomatoes in here too, which just adds another element to your dough. You know, it's just, and leave a little edge. And you can use as much of this as you want. This is just tomatoes and goodness, you know, whatever they put in it. I haven't even, like I said, I haven't even read the label. I just know it works for me. So, and I like to leave an edge so I get that crust around the edge. And more crust than less is better for me because I've still got all that flavor on there, that garlic bread flavor that I just put in there. Okay, so that's that. Then I'm gonna take, what have you got left over in your fridge? This is what I have. This is some beans, any kind of beans you like, mixed with quinoa, and then barbecue sauce. That's it. You don't even have to cook it if your quinoa and beans are already cooked in a can or whatever, in a bag, and just mix your barbecue sauce. I did this in my little mini crock pot because it was just for me. So I made a bunch of it, and I'm just gonna put some of that on my pizza because that'll be almost like a meat component if you want a meaty texture on your pizza. I'm just gonna spread it into the sauce a bit. And it's left over and I need to use it up. I could throw it on a salad, but you know, I eat a lot of salad. And I think I'm just done with that because I had a giant salad for breakfast. And I'm gonna have some, that said, I'm gonna have a type of salad with this, of course, because this is not gonna be enough to fill me, I can tell you that. So I just spread it in. And that's like a meat component and it's gonna add some earthiness to it. It's gonna be so delicious. I just went in the refrigerator before you got here and I'm like, okay, what do I got? What are we doing? This is what I came up with. So then I've got some cheese. Now this is my splurge because I don't eat oil. I don't cook with oil. I don't use any dairy. This is non-dairy. This is just like mozzarella shreds by Violife. It's 100% vegan. If you're vegan, it's great for you. I don't eat oil. This is made with oil. So this is a very big splurge for me. It's got 7 grams of fat per serving. So they've put quite a bit of oil in there, and that's a 1/4 cup serving. So I'm gonna use, I'm not gonna go crazy with this. I take a handful and put it on just to have that cheesy effect. And I'm not gonna feel guilty about it because what did I just say? I'm playing volleyball tonight and I'm gonna go for a walk after I eat this, so I'm good. So that's just a little bit there, okay? And you can share this with a friend and have a big salad. I don't know how big it's gonna end up looking. And then I'm gonna put my garlic on because it's already cooked. Notice I'm saving the mushrooms for last because they still need to cook. So I'm gonna put them on top so they get closest to the heat. This is so sticky, this garlic. It is so good. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. I'm gonna put a couple extra cloves on there because I know I'm gonna wanna bite into more. Do I wanna cut it? I'll just peel it a little bit. I just break it up with my hands. That's good. Very, very sticky. And what do I always tell you to remind me? Keep a cloth nearby because I do get messy. So then my mushrooms, I'm going to put on top. And I've got tons of mushrooms over here. I'm just going to put them in something else after I'm done with this pizza because I'm not going to put them all on my pizza. But this is a nice, hearty pizza at this point. Look how big that is, full of stuff. And I'm thinking, then I've got my crushed red pepper. I think I'm going to put a little bit of that on top. Just for a wow factor and a little bit of, oh, thanks, I needed that. And that's what it needed. And I'm going to put a little more onion because I've got enough garlic in there. And I want to flavor my mushrooms. So a little bit of onion on there and a hint of Italian seasoning on top of everything. Okay? That's ready for the oven. Is my oven ready for me? Yes, 470, right? So I've got this on a parchment. See how you can lift it up? Okay, just gonna fold the edges to make sure it fits on my pan right. Okay, open my oven, and I've got this really hot pan that's been in there. It's just an old cookie sheet. And I'm going to put this right on top of that cookie sheet. At 470 degrees. Throw it in the bottom of the oven. Whew, that's hot. And I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. And I'm going to check and see what's going on with it, okay? I've made quite the mess here. And you know how I said before, you always have to know what you're going to need, so you've got it all ready for you, and you can't possibly know everything you're going to need? Well, I need something to serve that on. So let me go get something for you. I'm going to get a plate for that. But this is what we're going to do in the meantime. We're going to, first of all, close this up. Try to clean as you go, because nobody wants to do the cleanup later after you're all full and relaxed and ready to roll. So just close everything up. Give me a second for that. And it'll be easy for me to clean up after I'm done with you. Okay, so what do I want to do next? I always keep my flowers, if they're not in a jar, in a Ziploc bag with the label still in there. So I know what I have and what I don't have. And I stick it up there. So we're going to make a little salad to go with this pizza. This is how I do it. If you don't have chip clips, use a piece of packing tape. Keeps it nice and fresh. This is organic coleslaw mix that I get from Whole Foods. You can get it in almost anywhere. But I happen to be there this week, so I'm going to take some of the coleslaw mix. And I'm doing a smaller size salad because I did a gigantic one for breakfast, and I'm just over it. You know, my body's like, there's only so much you can take of that. And then I also got the organic broccoli slaw, which I love. You can make all kinds of stir fries with this too, but you know what? I really prefer these things raw. You can cook all of this, but I'm in the mood for a slaw and not another salad, so that's why I'm using my slaw components. Mix that up just a hair. And then I always have a container, because then I don't have to keep opening 100 jars a couple times a day for my salads. And this one I keep pumpkin seeds. The inside of the pumpkin is the pepita, okay? And they're not candied or salted or anything like that. They're raw, all right? And there's sunflower seeds in here, and there's chia seeds and ground flax seeds. Now, you could put anything you want in your little flavor cup. This is what I put, and sometimes I'll use nuts and dried fruits on the salads as well. But today I'm just going simple, so just a couple little sprinkles of that on top. This goes back in my cabinet, and it's also ready if I want to go to a restaurant and just grab this and go. And then I'm going to take some of my favorite. You know about this. This is 10-year aged barrel balsamic vinegar, and it's amazing. I just use this for salad dressing 99% of the time, and I won't mix it with anything else. That's all I will need. I'm just going to give that a little toss so everything gets, because you only want to use a little bit. I mean, it's vinegar, you can use as much as you want, but I don't like a lot of dressing. Look, it's already pooling in the bottom, and I barely put anything on there. And I don't want that. And this slaw has like broccoli and cabbage and carrots, and it might even have Brussels sprouts in it, because I usually get that mix. And then I've recently discovered, again, since I was a little girl, pomegranate seeds. Now you can get them all done for you in a cup like this. And I put those on top. And here's the thing. Oh, God, they're so delicious. You know what they taste like? They taste like a really good orange. To me, that's what it tastes like. And I discovered pomegranate seeds when I was very young, because every Thanksgiving my mother would put out a cornucopia, which is just a bowl or a basket or something fancy full of fruit. And she loved pomegranates, so there was always a giant pomegranate on top. And she taught me from a very young age how to eat them. And we would slice them in half, and then we would peel the seeds out. You know, there's white flesh around the seeds. And we just pop them out of there. And what we did was sucked on the juicy part, the red part, and we'd spit out the seeds. I didn't know we could eat the seed, and I didn't know it was really good for you till very recently. So I'm like, I'm going to try pomegranate seeds again. I remember them being bitter, so I don't remember what they even taste like, right? Wrong. They're so sweet. They're really delicious, and they're a great alternative to a dried fruit. You can eat dried fruit, yes, but dried fruit is very high in sugar, okay? So this is just the regular seed. They've already done it for you, and if you're going to get a pomegranate yourself, cut it in half. I should have gotten one to show you. Flip it upside down, take a wooden spoon and bang the crap out of it. You don't have to peel through it. It'll all rain down on you, okay? But I will pay a little extra for this convenience, and it is a little extra, let me tell you, depending on where you get it. I found it at 2 stores now, one more expensive than the other. This one was, I think, $5.99. Don't quote me, I could be wrong, at Whole Foods. And then I got a little bit bigger container actually at Hannaford's down the street from me for $3.99. So you know where I'm going next time. But convenience, wherever I am, that's where I pick it up. And I put that on everything. In fact, when I make my waffles, that I have a video for waffles, you want to watch that one. You want to eat that, okay? I always put my maple syrup down on the plate first. I put some cinnamon on it. I roll it around on the plate so it's just a little bit of syrup instead of pouring it all over. I don't use butter, okay? Then around the edge, I'll put some fresh blueberries and pomegranate seeds. And then my husband cooks the waffle, because I mix up the batter with my oats and everything. He cooks it, and then he puts it right on top of that. And it is so heavenly. You don't miss the extra syrup. You don't miss the butter. It's just really sweet and delicious. So here we have this beautiful salad. And yes, I've made a mess of my plate with the vinegar, but I don't care because the vinegar, I've had my pizza hit the vinegar before. It's delicious. It's just like a little dip. So anyway, that's just a simple slaw, and you can make it as complicated as you want. I don't use cheese anymore, so I used to put some feta on that. I don't do that anymore, but you can if that's what you eat. Okay, so I'm gonna check this, see where we're looking. Wow, it's coming up really quick. Where is that pot holder? Where's the pot holder when you need it? Christmas. Hey, use what you got. So, to show you where we're at. All right. I'm going to take, oh, you can't even see it. Ha ha. Yikes. Can you see it now? Now look, I want to show you this. So, you can see that it looks pretty much cooked, right? And the edges look really good. I can feel that they're soft. And you look underneath and see how soft that still is? I don't want that. I want crispy. So here's what I'm going to do next. It's not going to stick anymore. So I'm going to take it off of my parchment. And you probably can't even see everything I'm doing over here. Yeah, you can. Okay, I'm going to put it on there and get rid of my parchment. Now here's the trick. And normally I would say don't try this at home, but it's a cooking show, so you're going to try this at home. I'm going to, on my bottom rack, because I want to really crisp this up, I'm going to go whoosh and let it just sit on the raw rack. The raw rack? I don't know. A rack with no pan. Ta-da! No pan. Okay? It's sitting on the rack on the bottom shelf of my oven. There's no rack. There's no parchment. There's nothing between the flame, because it's a gas stove, and the pizza, which gives you more of a pizza house effect. You're going to get nice crispy on the bottom now. And this I discovered a while back. You got to let it cook a little first so it's firm and it's not going to slip down in between the grills, you know. So I'm going to leave that in. I've got another minute on that 10 minutes. So it took me 10 minutes to do a salad? Seriously? That's because I talk too much. And I'm going to put another 10 minutes. Since it's on 470, it's going to cook a lot faster than it would if you tried to do it at 350. You're going to be there forever trying to get it crisp. You may not even get the crisp that you want. So make sure it's up high, okay? Now, my temptation is to clean up all this mess and wait for that pizza. But I don't want to bore you. So I'm going to shut you off for a minute and come right back as soon as this is done. And you know, I don't know how to do that yet, so it may end up being 2 videos. If it is, please watch the second video. Otherwise, if you notice that it's 1 video, then you can cheer for me that I figured it out. So let me come around and shut this off. I'll see you soon.